Welcome to Echoes of Life, a podcast that dives into the deeply human stories behind the world's most celebrated icons. This is where we go beyond the headlines, past the stardom, and into the heartbeat of resilience, courage, and relentless ambition. In our second episode, we explore the extraordinary journey of a man who didn't just redefine action cinema. He redefined what it means to defy odds. This is the story of Tom Cruise, the boy who couldn't read, who moved from house to house, who was bullied, underestimated, and nearly forgotten by the world he now dazzles. Let's rewind the clock. It's 1962. Thomas Cruise Mapother IV is born in Syracuse, New York. His early life is anything but glamorous. His family was poor, his father was abusive, and stability was a myth. By the age of 14, Tom had lived in over a dozen different homes and attended 15 schools. Just imagine that. Constant change. No sense of rootedness, no lasting friendships. Add to that one of the most misunderstood learning disabilities in the world, dyslexia. For young Tom, words on a page didn't make sense. Letters swam, sentences fragmented. Reading became a daily battlefield. He recalls staring at his textbooks, pretending to read while actually memorizing passages he couldn't decode. He was labeled slow, stupid, unmotivated. But it wasn't lack of motivation, it was dyslexia. I'd try to concentrate on what I was reading, then I'd get to the end of the page and have very little memory of anything I'd read. I'd go back and read again and still not understand it, Tom would later recall in an interview. He was diagnosed with dyslexia at the age of 7. But back then, there wasn't the awareness or support there is today. Teachers misunderstood him. Peers mocked him. And so began a pattern of underestimation that would haunt him into adulthood. Despite academic struggles, there was something undeniable about the young Cruise, an inner fire, a determination that was irrational to some, but absolutely vital to him. Initially, he considered priesthood, spending time in a Franciscan seminary, but it didn't stick. What did stick was something he stumbled upon in high school: acting. On stage, he was a different person. The words were still difficult, but once memorized, they became tools, not barriers. Emotion became language, movement became power, and the audience, they were transfixed. He joined the drama club, starred in school plays, and for the first time in his life, he wasn't the kid who couldn't read. He was the kid who captivated. At age 18, with just $500 in his pocket, he moved to New York to chase a dream. He waited tables, took acting classes, and went to auditions. Hundreds of them, mostly rejection, but the fire didn't fade. Then, a breakthrough. In 1981, Cruise landed a small part in Endless Love. It wasn't much, but it was something. By 1983, he had audiences dancing in their living rooms in Risky Business. And just 3 years later, in 1986, Top Gun made him a household name. But fame didn't fix dyslexia. Even at the height of his early stardom, Cruise struggled with scripts. He would spend hours memorizing lines, working with coaches, and developing techniques to overcome his reading challenges. While others might read a script in an hour, he needed days. Yet he never used that as an excuse. Instead, he became known for his obsessive preparation, knowing not just his lines but everyone else's, understanding camera angles, lighting, even editing. What was once a disability became the foundation of a meticulous, tireless work ethic. Tom Cruise didn't hide his dyslexia. He spoke about it openly in interviews. He became a beacon for others who felt different. In 2003, he co-founded the Hollywood Education and Literacy Project, offering help to children and adults with learning difficulties. He's donated time, money, and his own story to help people understand that intelligence isn't linear and that greatness doesn't require conventional success. His willingness to speak openly broke stigmas. Kids who once felt ashamed saw themselves in him. Parents who felt helpless found hope. He didn't just play heroes. In this way, he was one. Cruise isn't just an actor, he's a phenomenon. Known for performing his own stunts, he scaled the Burj Khalifa, hung off planes mid-flight, and driven motorcycles through fire. Why? Not for showmanship, but for control, authenticity, and a deep commitment to story. This perfectionism? It's rooted in that same kid who had to work 10 times harder than anyone else to read a page of text. Who learned never to rely on shortcuts because shortcuts were never given to him. Critics have come and gone, trends have shifted, but Cruise remains, unyielding, singular. Because what makes him unforgettable is not his fame, it's his fight. So what can we take from Tom Cruise's story? First, that our greatest limitations can become our greatest strengths. Dyslexia forced him to develop memory, attention to detail, and perseverance, all of which became superpowers in his career. Second, that consistency beats talent. Cruise didn't always have the right look, the right voice, or the right path, but he always had the right work ethic. And third, that visibility matters. By being open about his journey, he gave others permission to be flawed, to fight, and to rise. In the end, Tom Cruise's legacy is more than box office numbers or adrenaline-filled scenes. It's in the classrooms where children are told they can succeed. It's in the parents who believe a learning difference is not a dead end. And it's in every soul who dares to dream despite being told they're not enough. He's not just a movie star. He's a mirror reflecting back to us the incredible power of resilience. Thank you for listening to Echoes of Life. If you found today's story inspiring, share your story with us by leaving a comment below. Until then, stay brave, stay curious, and never stop echoing the best of life.